Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is Into the Weekend with BetDSI, the call we do every Thursday with Brent, the headlines manager at DSI Sportsbook, where he gives us a little glimpse, a little overview of some of the notable sharp and public action that he's taken for the upcoming major sporting events of the weekend. Today is September 12th, so we are looking ahead to NFL Week 2, College Football Week 3, and we've also got the big Mayweather fight coming up on Saturday. Brent, thanks for doing the show with us once again.
Good to be back on, Peter.
Let's move on to college football. Now, normally the way we're going to do it this year is I'm just going to ask you an open-ended question. What can you tell us? But for this week, such a huge game, we have to discuss it. Alabama at Texas A&M. I'm assuming this is just an enormous action game in college football. I'm assuming that the public is all over Alabama. Is that correct? Are both those assumptions correct?
Well, our count is about 3-1 in terms of Alabama, but the money's actually favoring Texas A&M at this point. Now, yeah, I have to qualify that by saying the money that we took on Texas A&M was what you call public money, but there are public bettors who bet big, and this is a case where we had a couple of guys who bet big numbers, who bet Texas A&M, and that's why we're sitting where we are right now. Like I said, the count favors Bama, but the money favors Texas A&M.
Right, that's oil money. You know, all those guys made their money in oil. They have nothing better to do with it except pound the hell out of freaking Texas A&M and Texas and all the college football
You
teams.
dabble in oil futures at all, Peter?
Yeah. No, this is the society we're living in. Guys making millions of dollars off of fossil fuels, and what do? This is what they do with it. Make ridiculous huge square bets on college football teams from Texas. All right, so have you gotten any sharp action, though, on this? See, I would think that maybe you would have some sharp action. I would suspect it might be on, like, Alabama buying down to 7 or 6.5.
I was expecting we'd have sharp money coming in on the total, but they haven't at this point. We're sitting there balanced on the total, and the side we're good as well. Like I said, the count's 3-1 in favor of Bama. The money favors Texas A&M. So right now we're just sitting back where we are, and nothing big has really come in so far. You're right in opening and saying this is a really high dollar volume game for us, but in terms of I wish I could tell you that, sharps came in and get this, but they just haven't so far.
Okay, sharps have not touched Alabama and Texas A&M as of yet. All right, from the rest of the Week 3 college football slate, Brent, what can you tell us about notable sharp and or public action that you've taken on sides and or totals?
Well, Louisville's one of those situations where it's going to be, we talked about last week, I think it was the Tennessee total, which was bad for us in that we had a huge chart on the over and the sharps were on the over. And, of course, Tennessee almost took care of that total all by themselves. This week is Louisville, where we've got the sharps and the public on Louisville.
Wow.
Sharps came in minus 12.5, that lines up to 13.5 right now. Count is about 8-1 in favor of Louisville. Money's higher than that favoring them. So we're really going to need Kentucky. The total there, though, is an interesting one where we've got public money on the over, which of course you expect. We're sitting at 60 right now, but the sharp money came in under that same number, but the public was betting over 59, 59.5, over 60. The sharps came in under 60, so that's a definite split there. We've got sharps under in the Louisville-Kentucky game.
Sharps under in the Louisville-Kentucky game. I have to admit, I'll admit it. I was kind of leaning towards the over 59.5 in that game. You're telling me that is a square lean according to the action you've seen.
Yeah, the count's heavily favoring the over, but it's all public money. And again, like I said, the side we're going to need Kentucky big time the way it is right now. We're at 13.5, could go to 14. I'm not sure where we're going to have to go with that game.
Right.
Another kind of strange one is Bowling Green. They're a live dog this weekend.
Yes.
They are at Indiana. It's kind of a weird game, but we've got the count probably about 2-1 in favor of Bowling Green. The money's about 3-1, and that's a lot of sharp money on Bowling Green. They were taking +3 and +3 minus 115. Line right now is Indiana -3 minus 120. So that's kind of one to look out for. UL Monroe and Wake Forest.
Okay.
That's Wake Forest at home. The total is what they were betting. Now we're using 50.5 right now, but we just got so much money from the sharps. They went under 54, under 53. We're sitting at 50.5, trying to get some money on the over. We just haven't found that yet, so who knows how low that one could go. In terms of sharp stuff, let's see, Washington, Illinois, that's another one where we've got public betting the over, sharps on the under. We're sitting at 62.5 right now. I had sharps go under 63.5 and under 63. But again, the public money is kind of taking care of the sharp money, so still there's value to be found there with Washington at Illinois, total of 62.5. And the last one would be UTEP and New Mexico State, just another total there where I've got public and sharps on the over. Sharps went over 54.5 and 55.5, sitting at 57 right now. And again, I haven't had any sharps come under 57, and the public keeps betting that one over as well. So that's going to be a position for us.
Well, Brent, another great call. Thank you so much for all the work you do and the preparation you do to make these shows what they are. We'll talk to you again next week.
Talk to you later, Peter.